This is going to be my reply to Jondaliner's reaction to my newest Highlander video. But before that, I want to say that I appreciate John for making these types of videos in the first place, even though I disagree with them. Because the point of my videos is always to create discussion about certain For Honor topics, something which is severely lacking in the For Honor community these days. So this is as it should be, actually. I make a discussion video, you react to it, I throw in my counter-arguments. I only wish this sort of content was more common in the community in the first place. And to you guys in the comments, don't be a dick to John, let's be adults here, and let's have a meaningful discussion. Now that said, I will defend myself, because I don't think that a lot of the points John made against me in my video were valid. The first real point he made against my video was the following. But I wonder how well Highlander will feel in terms of stamina. Wielding a huge sword would naturally consume a lot of it, and it would feel a bit strange if Highlander could just keep going on and on and on without stopping.
Realism. Do not ever bring realism into this. Ever. Not in a video game like that, not For Honor at this point. Every large weapon would consume a lot of stamina. Look at Raider. Got a big ol' axe. Barely uses any stamina. So I don't...
However, this is assuming that I don't have a problem with Raider either. I didn't think I'd have to specify this in my video. Just like some characters are more agile than others, or have bigger health bars than others, some characters should have more or less stamina than others, and make that play into the moveset. Wouldn't it be super lame if every character had the exact same amount of health points? Of course it would. That's what I'm saying. I still want Highlander to have better stamina than before, but let's not go overboard. But after this rework, all you're ever going to do is caber toss because of how fast it's been improved.
I don't see the issue here. You can already side dodge kick, and I don't think the caber toss is faster than the kick. Am I misunderstanding something here? Guys, comments, let me know if I'm misunderstanding. I don't see the issue with it, though. I really don't.
The side dodge caber toss.
Now, I don't think it was necessary to add a side dodge caber toss, but I don't see the issue with it. It's, to my understanding, it's the same speed as the kick.
It's clear that the devs only check Reddit for feedback, so...
No, it's not. What? I guarantee you're not going to find a Reddit post that said, you need to side dodge caber toss. We need that.
I never claimed that all the changes that were given to Highlander were taken from Reddit. He's misunderstanding what I'm saying here completely. I never suggested that. I assume that a lot of you have watched at least a couple of Warriors then at this point. The vast majority of the time, if not all the time, JC talks about player feedback, it always comes from Reddit. He even gave us a clip on the latest one.
Received some comments here and there on Reddit for a little while, but there's a lot.
There's a lot of space, right?
There's a lot.
But that's not to say that literally all their decisions come from Reddit. Again, I never even alluded to this. Lamina Grab always used to be a gotcha moment where you used to stare into your opponent's eyes for a second until you finally hit them with a heavy which deals 30 damage. I'm afraid that's gone now, not only because of the high damage, but they've sped up the animation, making it weird, awkward, and taking away some of the satisfaction you got from the move.
I mean, that's still not a problem. That's just them speeding up the lag on a move, that's all. Again, I don't see that as an actual issue. You could prefer the stare down that he does, and I understand that because it's kind of funny, it's kind of cool. It's actually really good for thumbnails from a content creator perspective. You just grabbing them, like staring at them. It's like a cool little thumbnail, but I don't see this as a huge problem personally.
So you know how you really can't hammer slam people in teamfights because the animation's too slow? Well, what if we just sped up the hammer slam animation to be damn near instant and make it deal 20 damage? This is literally the exact same scenario. You're lowering the damage, and the slow animation that builds up the set damage that makes up a large portion of the fun from landing these moves in the first place is gone. If you're okay because now it's more efficient, that's fine. I'm just saying it's lame as fuck. And to an extent, it's a portrayal of what this move is meant to be in the first place. One more issue. I've noticed that they sped up the speed from the kick. And the kick is now also feintable, right?
They didn't speed up the kick. They mentioned that the speed was good. They didn't speed up the kick. It is feintable, but they didn't speed up the kick.
I will actually concede here, the reason I assumed the kick got sped up was because of this little animation transition here. You see it's quite glitchy. That was my bad. As it turns out, either the transition itself was sped up, but most likely it's because caber toss is just faster now. The next argument that I made was under the assumption that the kick would in fact be faster, but as John pointed out, it isn't. That argument will no longer be necessary. I play Highlander right now because he feels like the perfect combination of speed and power. The sword he wields is huge. That's why his attacks are slow, consume a lot of stamina, and deal a lot of damage. I like making precise reads and hitting my opponent with a lot of damage, which I know I've earned. And this rework has me very concerned in that regard, because they've not only toned down the damage from 30 to 26, which makes sense since kicks and grabs are easier to land now, but they've also sped up his moveset, increased his stamina by a wide margin.
What did they speed up in his moveset? Aside from his opener heavy and side defensive heavy. I think that's the only thing they've... I mean, I guess technically the caber toss is faster, like, in lag or whatever, but I don't see the issue. He's still a hard-as-hell hitter, so I just don't see the issue here.
Gave him 26 damage dodge bashes, and I mean fast ones, not like slow ones from before.
He already had it. It was the same speed. Oh, it's the same speed, Slanders. Not the toss, but he could already side dodge kick. It's not hard to do. It's already very fast.
So again, John doesn't seem to be under the impression that Highlander's dodge caber toss is in fact faster than old Highlander's dodge kick, to the point that this will affect the amount of moves he's able to counter with it. Let me give you an example. If you dodge a Warden Light, you can't punish it with a Light, because even if the Warden goes for a chain Light, yours will come out faster. And if he decides to go for a heavy, you can do this. However, if I decide to punish with a kick, and the Warden goes for a Light, then I get hit out of it. That's the entire point. Because now, dodge caber will be so fast, you will probably be able to dodge caber both the heavy and the light follow-ups. That's the problem. Why do people not understand that this removes a lot of thinking and mind reading from the character? Again, John was probably just not aware of how fast dodge caber was when he made that video, but I'm saying this to everyone, that's my problem with the rework. It removes thought from the game. I think that it may also remove the fun that I have with this character in the first place, because half the reason I play him is simply not there anymore.
What? Half the reason you play him is not there anymore. What do you mean? They didn't take anything out of his kit, as far as I know.
They did. As I stated in my previous point, they might have taken a lot of the mind reading, which I enjoyed playing Highlander for.
I honestly don't think Slanders realizes the side dodge kick exists. I don't think he realizes how quick it is. I could be wrong, or maybe he just forgot when he made this video, but side dodge caber toss, I don't think it's any faster than side dodge kick. I think it's probably going to be about the same.
I've been waiting for a moment to say this, and the reason I haven't used dodge kick during this match is because this was actually my first match with Highlander in a long while, so my muscle memory wasn't quite there yet, so I was mostly playing it safe. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed the footage of me destroying an entire team of 4 people twice in a row. So anyway, the rest of this video is just retreading the same points, so I'm gonna stop it here. This is my response video. While I do appreciate the conversation this brings to the community, I do not think that the points that were brought against me were valid, save for the neutral kick speed, which I generally got wrong, and save for a couple of things that are completely down to opinion, like, would you rather a caber toss be slow and dramatic, or fast and effective? So, I hope this video was interesting. I hope this comment section will be filled with interesting insight all around, instead of, ironically, slander for either me or John here. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.